Man, life is good. It is a beautiful day out. I mean, look at it. And I'm going to ride motorcycles. What more can you ask for? Alright, so this is, well, okay, I'm in Simi Valley for a Yamaha demo event, and I'm on an R6 right now. First time riding a supersport, so we'll see what happens. But should be interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna take it easy here at the beginning, because I have no clue what this thing's like, and it could very well surprise the shit out of me. Oh yeah, well, so I mean, first thing right off the bat, I've barely touched the throttle, and it's just like, and I mean, well, I don't know how to describe it. We'll see what happens when we get going here, but God, the clutch is, the friction point is so close. Third gear, 50 miles an hour. And actually, to be honest, this doesn't feel a whole lot more aggressive than the 300 with the driven clip-ons on it. It is not as quick though, that's for sure. You push it back and forth, and I mean, it goes, but it is a little sluggish compared to the 300. Man, it's got some juice compared to, I mean, I'm not touching it. I'm barely touching the throttle. I would be terrified to pull this thing wide open. But it also doesn't feel particularly uncomfortable, and I feel like I have way more room on here, especially for my feet. I'm not really sure why. The wheelbase on this is about the same as the 300, I think. The other thing I'll say is that the throttle is quite a bit smoother than on the 300. Like when you let off and on, it's much smoother. It's not as abrupt a cutoff, and it doesn't throw you forward as much when you let off. And I'm not used to having this much first gear. I'm used to having to get out of first gear immediately. I mean, like, normally this is where I shift in first gear. I'm at not even 5 grand there. And to be perfectly honest, what people always complain about with the 600s, it seems like to me, is the lack of pull the lack of pull at lower RPMs, people always say that all the power comes on at like 8 grand or something like that. But dude, this thing pulls more than the 300 down low. I mean, I'm not used to it at all, so my opinion is probably extremely biased, but yeah, my feet are so much more comfortable. There's nothing on the 300. The passenger pegs are right at my heels, and the exhaust hanger on the right is at my heel, and so I don't have any room for my feet. It's actually it feels really cramped. This feels much more spacious. But again, I mean, I've barely cracked this throttle. Wow, I'm gonna spoil myself, man, and then I'm gonna come home on my bike and be going, what the f***? And I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's because the RPMs are low. It doesn't sound like it, but you don't feel like you're going as fast as you're going. It's just so effortless, you know? The power is just there. Like, I still don't know I think I'm in second or third gear. I'm not sure which. I'm kind of hoping it's third. If it's second, that's just kind of ridiculous. Whew. God, yeah. Power much? I think so. But it is real. I mean, it's intoxicating. The suspension on this is hard too compared to the 300, man. Wow. I mean, but it feels stickier. The 300 is a little bit soft. I mean, you could ride this bike around without ever leaving third gear, I think. I'm all over the place, man, because I'm really just I'm trying to focus on not like grabbing a handful of throttle and dying. Good God. I just can't even imagine what would happen if you actually cracked that shit open. I'm barely touching it. Like if you could, people always say this, but people always say don't get a 600 as your first bike because if you slip on the throttle, you're gonna die. And I mean, I have no idea what would happen if I actually pinned the throttle. But it seems like it would just take off like a rocket. The only place that I can see this kind of power, well, not even this kind of power, extra power that the 300 doesn't have being useful is on the freeways. That would be the place where it would be nice to have some extra juice. Oh, and the sound of a 600 is so much better. Good Lord, man. And I mean, again, right there, barely touched the throttle. Wow. All right, well, I think we're almost back here. I got one more bike to ride. I also signed up to ride the new FZ-07, which is going to be a completely different experience. I mean, this at least feels comfortable to me. This is the position I'm used to riding in. That thing is completely different. Upright, no dash, there's nothing here in front of you. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be different. Man. That's an experience, that's for sure. Alright, here you guys go. The FZ-07, and damn, this color looks good. It's like carbon gray and blue. Man, it really does. It looks amazing. So, we'll see how this goes here. It is light, that's for sure. Oh, this is weird. Pull this down. Oh. This is a cool bike, man. That thing was fun, no doubt. But that thing is almost scary to me. Oh, this thing is quiet too compared to that thing, that R6. Whoa, this is a weird position, man. This is a weird riding position, and there's nothing in front of me, man. What the f? But holy, you can just throw this thing around. There's nothing in front of me. What the hell? I could just fall over the front here. But it is comfy, that's for sure. And this has got some good power, man. I mean, it's no R6 there, but it's way more than the 300 has. The throttle does not feel quite as smooth as on the R6. But man, sitting upright like this and leaning is odd. I am not used to that. And this has the power that the 300 doesn't. This is awesome. And so comfortable, man. And it's just like effortless to... It's good. The engine braking on this is crazy. I thought the engine braking on the 300 was crazy when I first got it. This is even more insane. This thing is just like stops you dead. Oh, the throttle is not smooth though. I don't like that, man. That's one thing I really liked about that R6 is that the throttle is smooth compared to the 300. And this is more like the 300 where you get a jerk on and then that like throws you forward when you let off because the engine braking kicks in so suddenly. Dude, I can't believe how light this feels. I mean, almost more than a 300, and I don't know if that's just the seating position or what, but this thing feels real nice. And it still rips, dude. I mean, the difference for me between this and that R6 is that this one, you can actually grab a little throttle and not feel like you're gonna die. I mean, it takes off on you. I mean, third gear, even there, mid-range third gear, and it will pull. It pulls good. But it's not as terrifying. Like, you can twist it. That thing you touch the throttle on and it's just gone. But man, this thing just leans in with no effort. Oh, but the throttle is jerky. Oh, I kind of wish this girl wasn't in front because she's really taking it easy. And I mean, she's on that FZ-09. That thing is a beast. I think this guy is getting I think that guy just got angry at him because, I mean, they've been taking a bunch of people through here. I think he's mad about it. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, I guess it could be annoying to hear these things going by your house all day. But at the same time, I mean, it's a public road. If it were me, I'd love to have these things going by my house all day. But not everybody. God, this thing is so comfy. And man, it really does. God, it's so, the throttle is so jerky though, but it rips, dude. It feels good. It's not quite as hard. The suspension feels good. It's not as hard as the R6, but also much better than the 300. Not that the 300 is known for having good suspension. It's known for having pretty awful suspension, actually. Oh yeah, this is much more rideable. I mean, when you grab onto the throttle, it doesn't, you don't want to shit your pants. And I mean, you get used to the power of an R6 or any of those 600s too, but this is much more manageable. Much more usable power, I think. And it's really even power, you know. It's like through the whole rev range, it's just even power, you know. But really, the most amazing thing to me about this, besides the fact that I feel like I'm going to fall off, which is I mean, I don't know what to say, but like, this is a weird feeling. God, that's good, man. It's a weird feeling having nothing in front of you like this when that's what you're used to. But really, the most amazing thing is how comfortable this is. You could go for days on this thing. God, you know, I mean, I don't particularly like the look of most of these naked bikes, and I never really would have thought about getting one, but after riding this thing, this seems like a great option for like an all-around motorcycle. And you know, like, my bike is my main form of transportation, so with that in mind, this seems like it would be a great option. Oh God, the jerkiness of the throttle though, that's really tough. That's annoying, man. And I mean, I'm sure you get used to it. You get to know where that point is, but it's pretty annoying. Okay, that's the other thing though. I sort of just noticed this. This thing is vibrating like crazy. And I mean, it's a parallel twin. It's not going to be the smoothest engine, but I feel like the 300 is smoother than this. I can feel it. I can feel it in the handlebars way more than you feel vibration in the 300. I mean, like, it's vibrating so much that everything in the mirrors is blurry. I don't know if you can see that. Everything in the mirror is blurry because the whole damn thing is shaking so much. But, God, other than that, okay, the vibration, the only two things about this that are at all, I won't even say bad, just not good, or not the best, or, well, the best is probably pushing it, not awesome, I should say, are the vibration and the jerkiness of the throttle response. And it's so quiet, man. I feel like it's stalling every time I come to a stop pulling the clutch. But damn, this thing really will pull. God, I wish I hadn't been. Those two in front up there, man, they were taking it so easy, and it would have been fun to let it out a little more than that. But, God, this is a good bike. Yeah, that's a good bike, man. Definitely a good bike. And damn, it looks good. That FZ-07, holy hell, that is an amazing bike and so comfortable. The riding position is really odd to me, but you could get used to it pretty easy, and it flicks around so easy. I mean, as easy as this, definitely. And it looks good. I've never seen a naked bike that I thought looked particularly good, but that one I really do. I really do think that one looks amazing. At least in that carbon gray blue color. But yeah, this is the feel of those bikes is really nice. Oh, that was a big rock. Just ran straight over it. But yeah, I mean, just scary amounts of power on that R6, and really fun power on the FZ-07. And so that's the only other thing then, like I said, the vibration and the jerkiness of the throttle on the FZ-07. Those are the only two downsides to that bike that I could tell, or that I can think of after riding it that little bit. The R6 downsides, I mean, comfort, I guess. Although, really, I'm not sure it's any less comfortable than the way I have this thing set up. But, well, I mean, really, that's the only downside. The other downside is that I'm too scared to use the power on that thing, but that's not really a downside to the bike. That's a downside to my familiarity with that level of power. Otherwise, it actually felt awesome. So, I don't know, man. Both really nice bikes. But yeah, anyway, that was a great time. Both those bikes are fun as all hell. And if I had thought about this more ahead of time, I probably could have done a better review. But I mean, especially riding that R6, I was really just more focused on controlling myself and the throttle and not going wild with it. So I don't know, I didn't really get to say too much about it there, but there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, it's the power of a 600 and it is crazy. That's really the bottom line. Anyway, that wraps it up. 2 bikes I've never ridden, because the only thing I've ever ridden was this bike. And they're both great, man. Now I just want to ride more. But that'll wrap it up for today. It's a good day in my book, no doubt about it.